Hello, and welcome to today's installment of Three Things About a World Quilt. I don't know how much you all have been using Zoom over the last few days and weeks, but one thing I've noticed is that with the virtual background, it kind of makes your head float in a very odd, wavy fashion. So if you feel disconcerted by my floating head at all, I would just encourage you to remember Jambi from Pee Wee's Playhouse. Mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho, and maybe you'll feel a little bit better. So, welcome to Three Things About a World Quilt. I'm Marin Hanson, Curator of International Collections at the International Quilt Museum. Our museum is located at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and like museums all over the United States, we are currently closed to the public. But I want to share some of our collection with you, pieces from all over the world. During this time of social distancing, self-quarantining, and area lockdowns, I think looking at and talking about art and folk art can help us feel closer. Stay tuned as each day this week I bring you a quick introduction to a new world quilt. So today we're looking at this piece from Rahim Yar Khan, Pakistan. It's late 20th century, probably last quarter of the 20th century. It's quilted. It is patchwork. It has applique. And so thing one I am going to share with you is the fact that it is a storage bag. So when you first saw it, you might not have been able to tell exactly what the function of this piece is, but when you turn it over to the back side, it becomes pretty apparent that it can be used for storage. So it's a simple piece that is used to store lots of different things. And because it's from Pakistan, there's a distinct possibility that it is a Quran bag. So pieces like this, storage bags like this, are used to store precious items like jewelry or household items, but especially the Quran or sacred text in Islam. So it's quite possible that that is what this bag would have been used for, especially because, as I said, it is from Pakistan. As I am wont to do, I went and did a Google image search for Quran bags. I just wanted to see what the options are out there. I was pleasantly surprised by the array, especially these modern pieces. It made me wonder if Coach does a Quran bag. I don't know, but these are all quite fancy, I think. And the pieces that we're looking at, on the other hand, are more like this. These are more traditional from different ethnic groups, particularly along the what is now the India-Pakistan border. So it's largely desert, especially down in the southern part of that area. And a lot of the groups that have traditionally lived there are pastoral or nomadic groups, and that required living life out of bags in many ways. So this is just a smattering of ones I was able to find on the internet, and not all of them are from India, Pakistan. There's a Tuareg African piece here as well. So storing the Quran in a beautiful and sacred way is definitely a tradition from across the Muslim world. This piece, as I said earlier, is likely from Yahim Yar Khan, which is in the southern part of Punjab province in Pakistan. As I said, it's largely desert along the border there between Pakistan and India, especially down into Sindh province, but also near where Rahim Yar Khan is as well. I was excited to learn that Rahim Yar Khan has this beautiful mosque in a village very near it. This mosque in the 1980s actually won the Aga Khan Award, which is an architectural and design award for for architecture within the Muslim world specifically, or that has been designed to serve Muslim societies. And this one actually has a giant marble Quran, as you can see right outside it, which is just pretty fantastic. This is quite the building. Now, as I said, lots of nomadic groups have traditionally lived in this part of the world along the India-Pakistan border, what is now the India-Pakistan border. And these bags would have held lots of different kinds of things. And these people are probably Rabari, So they are of the Hindu religion. So they would not be carrying Qurans in their bags, but maybe other precious household items like jewelry. And they move uh, with their camels. They are camel herders. They're sometimes goat herders, sheep herders. So they have traditionally lived a very nomadic life, which means that these quilted bags have come in handy and have helped them carry their precious goods with them as they follow their animals from pasture to pasture. The bags are also used in more settled uh, settings. So this is a home in the Thar Desert. The Thar Desert is, again, straddles along that border between India and Pakistan. So the quilted bags could be used to store precious items within a home as well. And often they held precious items within another storage unit. So like a chest or a wooden chest or something like that. Now here's a very interesting use of one of these bags. They sometimes are used by snake charmers. So the snake, as you can see in this photograph, is held in a basket, but then that basket is secured safely inside a quilted bag, such as you see here. So these quilted bags, as I say, are used for the storage of many kinds of things, both sort of everyday and a little more exotic, like a snake. Thing number two that I wanted to tell you about in relation to these bags has to do with what I'm calling the bells and whistles, or more specifically, the pom-poms and rickrack. These pieces often are highly embellished. In this close-up detail shot here, you can see a very cute little pom-pom attached to the string that would be used to secure the bag, close it up tightly. You can also see some, it looks probably like machine-made rickrack or lace that's been attached. But the workmanship on these pieces is just incredible. One of the reasons why you can tell that this is likely from Rahim Yar Khan is the fine lined applique you can see here. And so the lines that the applique and reverse applique create are very, very small, very thin. And that is a characteristic of the applique from this part of Pakistan. Here are several more bags in our collection. You can tell embellishment is really important. When you're living in a desert, when you're living a nomadic life, I imagine you want to have some beauty in your everyday surroundings. So the way you do that is, or this is one way, you decorate your storage bags that you are carrying with you everywhere with patterned fabrics, with shisha or mirror work, with those ever-present ubiquitous pom-poms as well. And I just love that they make these bags almost look like they're exploding. And here's the installation of some of the bags at our museum just a year ago now. And I see that the please do not touch sign, it feels a little bit prophetic at this point. We're all not touching a whole lot of things right now. Or when we do touch things, we're using hand sanitizer after we do so. But you can see how beautiful these bags are, especially in an installation like this. But as you can imagine, they beautify people's everyday lives as well. Thing three, I started to wonder, could we make a bag ourselves? I haven't done it yet, but I thought about it and took a few photos here imagining how it could work. This is actually a Japanese furoshiki cloth, so a wrapping cloth. I'm all about cross-cultural experimentation. And so what I did with here is I laid it flat on the floor, turned it over, folded up 3 corners, and if I were to turn this into a bag, I would then just stitch those down, probably by hand, maybe with a whip stitch or an overhand stitch. And then in stage 4, you could attach then a long string to it to hold the whole thing shut. I don't know, maybe I will try one of these. And if you want to try one, maybe share a photo with us on the IQS or on the IQM International Quilt Museum social media pages. We'd love to see them. So that's today's installment of Three Things About a World Quilt. I would like to give a big shout out to Salim Wazir from Bhuj, Kutch, Gujarat in India. We acquired our collection of these quilted bags from him, and he's been a wonderful source of information. And anytime you are able to, when we're all able to travel again globally, I would encourage you to go to Kutch, which is a beautiful part of India, and I'm sure Salim would be happy to show you around. So that's it for today. There will be more installments of Three Things About a World Quilt later this week. Thank you.